Taco Tuesday in the Rice household, and today we're going to show you how to make chicken tacos. So I am actually all set up to make dinner, and I'm going to make chicken tacos tonight. You can do this with shredded beef if you prefer, or flaked up fish if you want, because my husband doesn't eat chicken, so I do the same exact recipe, but I make it for fish, and I usually use like a cod or a flounder. But today I'm going to show you how to make it in a shredded chicken version. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to start off, we always have rice with our tacos. I know not everybody does, but we do, and we like to stuff the tacos with a little bit of rice and then all the toppings. So we eat it in the taco. I use my rice cooker. This is my little pot for my rice cooker. I'm just going to start this so that can start cooking while I make the corn tortillas and the shredded chicken. So we are going to use 1.5 cups of rice. This is my favorite kind. I like Lundberg. And you can find this at pretty much any grocery store. So 1.5 cups of rice. Half a cupper here. This all just dumps into the rice cooker and it cooks itself, so I don't really have to pay attention to it or focus on it. All right, 1.5 cups of the rice. I have 2 cups of water. You can use chicken broth if you prefer. I use it sometimes. For taco night, I just use the water. I do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You know what? Let's do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon just looks so much. I'm really bad at measuring, so like to show you these cooking videos, it takes all of my effort to measure, because I'm like, I'll just put like some salt in. I don't really, it comes out different every time. Then we will do a tablespoon of butter, grass-fed butter. I feel like butter just makes the rice taste better. I've done olive oil before. I just really like using butter, so for the flavor of the rice, it really makes it nice. All right, pop that in the rice cooker and turn it on and forget about it. Okay, next, I always like to use chicken tenderloins, white breast meat chicken tenderloins. They're small, they're skinny, they're super quick to cook. And I will get a container of those from the grocery store, and I will trim any of the skin off. I will cut any of the little pieces off that I don't like, and I will keep them in a glass Tupperware in the fridge, and when I need them throughout the week, I will cook them. So I go through them pretty quickly because we eat a lot of chicken. So I have already cleaned and put in all of our chicken breasts here. I'm going to use about 4 tonight. That's going to feed 3 people. So we're going to put it in our little saucepan here on the stove. We'll put 4 chicken tenderloins in there. And I'll have some left over, so I'll probably eat that for lunch tomorrow. And this is the chicken stock I like to use. It's your preference on what brands you like to use. I just shop at Kroger, so this is the kind that I use. There's probably about 1 cup left in here. There's 4 cups in the whole container. So I'm going to turn this on to high. And I'm just going to pour a cup of chicken broth over top of these tenderloins, just so that they're covered in the chicken broth. Let me use my knife, move them around. Okay, they're covered. Then I make my own homemade taco seasoning. It doesn't have preservatives in it like some of the ones from the store do, and I know what's in this little container for what I'm putting into my food, so for my family. So here's my recipe, and I'm gonna have to read it because I don't remember it. Okay, it is 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and half a teaspoon of onion powder. And I keep it in just this little tiny container for whenever taco night comes up. So I like to put a teaspoon of this right into the chicken broth with the chicken so that when it starts to boil, it can soak up all of these taco seasonings and taste like shredded chicken tacos. When it's also done cooking in this chicken broth and I take the chicken out and I start shredding it all up, I will just sprinkle a little bit on top of that shredded chicken as well, just to enhance the taco seasoning even more. So that's my homemade taco seasoning. You can put that on anything. You can put it on fish, you can put it on shredded beef, however you want to make your tacos. I do this same method in a small little tiny saucepan, and I'll put a piece of cod or a piece of flounder in there with a little bit of chicken broth and then this taco seasoning to make a fish taco for my husband. He doesn't mind if it's cooked in chicken broth. He just doesn't actually eat chicken, so that's why I make it separate for him. Okay, let's go and make our corn tortillas for tonight's dinner. I have 9 corn tortillas already portioned off here because I like to freeze them, so I take them out and defrost them for the day. And let's use some avocado oil. I've used olive oil for this. You can totally use olive oil. You can use coconut oil if you want. I just like avocado oil for this. I don't know why. I like the high heat content it gets. It cooks these up faster, I think, and I just like the way it doesn't really taste like anything. So let's put in a very liberal amount of avocado oil to cover the bottom of the pan. Okay. You don't have to use this much. I just always use this much because I'll cook them, let them drain off when they're done, and I'm going to put them on this paper-lined plate. Each layer gets a new paper towel, and I soak up all of the oils in that corn tortilla. All right, let's turn on our oil here, and let's fry up. We'll move these chicken tenderloins around a little bit. That's going to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, turn down your heat to medium high and just cook those tenderloins through and through and make sure that they're totally cooked. Once they're totally cooked, we're going to take them out. We're going to take 2 forks and we're going to shred them like this. So for my toppings for our tacos, I always make a homemade guacamole. Here we are. It's very simple. It's 1 mashed avocado, a small tomato, like 1 small Roma tomato, and a teaspoon of lemon juice and some salt or garlic salt if you have that. It's very simple. I don't even add herbs to it. My daughter just loves it this way, so we keep it that way. I would prefer to have some cilantro in there, but I made this ahead of time. Some other toppings that we do on our tacos are black olives. My daughter loves shredded cheese. I don't do the cheese. I also don't do tomatoes, but my daughter and my husband love tomatoes. And avocado, chopped up avocado. I will do that too. Let's see. All right, the oil is just starting to get to that perfect temperature, so I put 1 in. Just test it out. I cook 3 at a time. I move them around. So now that it's kind of starting to sizzle in the oil a little bit, when I drop the corn tortillas in, I want to turn down the heat just a little bit. It was on high, and I'm going to turn it to like a medium high, and eventually, probably on my 3rd batch, I'm going to bring it down all the way to medium because I don't want these to burn or to cook too fast. And I've already pre-chopped all of our other ingredients, but typically, while I'm making these and these are cooking, I'm also chopping all the other ingredients. So everything kind of gets done at the same time. But for video purposes, I already did all the side ingredients. I'm going to check on our chicken, maybe flip it around. Make sure it gets cooked through and through. Now, if you prefer non-crunchy tacos, I used to like non-crunchy tacos, but I'm kind of addicted to the crunch now. I have a tortilla warmer. So I would put the tortilla shells in there, the corn tortilla, and then I would throw them in the microwave and warm them up, and that's how I would eat it, as if I wanted a soft taco. Kind of addicted to the hard tacos now, so this is the way we all eat them now. So, and I use these tortillas for a lot of things. Like I will make my avocado egg salad, and I will serve them in these tortillas as well. A chicken avocado salad, I will also put those in. Because I'm pretty much 100% gluten free, these act and become like my bread for me. So we're gonna turn down the heat a little bit to medium or low medium, between the two, just so we don't get any burn marks, and these kind of crisp up to be like golden brown. Our chicken's doing its thing. The rice is over there doing its thing. I don't even have to pay attention to that. Alright, so these only need a couple minutes on each side to get a nice golden brown color. I will lift this up and I will show you what I mean. I always let the avocado oil drip off into the pan so I can use it for the next round. But this is a nice golden corn tortilla shell that I've made. So you kind of want them to be like crunchy but have a little chew at the same time. They're so good. Alright, and then I'll put 3 on here like this. And then I'm going to sprinkle garlic salt on top because that makes it like 1,000 times better. So, just a little garlic salt right on top. Alright, let those sit. Grab another piece of paper towel and layer that on top so that your next layer can go on top of that. And then put in round 2. I do 3 rounds because I do 9 for our family. It gives us 3 tacos each. Sometimes we only eat 2 each. Then I have leftovers, but for the most part we eat 3 each. Hear the sizzle. Second round of golden tortillas. And now we can check on the chicken. Alright, let's check on the chicken. Let's do a bowl. We're going to need 2 forks. Be right back. Okay, let's check on one of these pieces of chicken, see if it's cooked. We are totally cooked. So let's turn off the heat to the chicken. Take these guys out of the chicken broth with the taco seasoning. Let them soak up their juices a little bit. We're just going to let them sit and rest. For cleaning up oil in a pan, I never put it down the sink. Here's a trick. Take like 3 layers of paper towels, take it off the heat, and then lay the paper towels inside the pan while you eat dinner. These are good paper towels, Bounty or Brawny or something that soaks up pretty good. Lay that in there and let it soak up all that oil, and when you're done with dinner, ready to do the dishes, you can throw that paper towel out and none of the oil will go down your sink. Especially if you have a septic tank. Do not put oil down your drain. So, this chicken has been sitting a few minutes. We're going to take 2 forks and we're just going to pull the chicken apart like this movement here. And we're going to make sure that we get some shredded chicken bits all in here. I will show you what I do when I'm done so you guys can see. It's very hard to hold the camera and cook at the same time. I found that to be a challenge. Taco night is one of everyone's favorite nights in our house. I'll ask my daughter like once a week when I'm menu planning, and I'll say, hey, what do you want to have for dinner this week? And she will literally say 7 days a week, tacos. It's her favorite thing in the whole world. So, this was her suggestion to have taco night, so that's what we're doing. We eat a lot of tacos. And she used to only eat the vegetables in her tacos. I've just recently gotten her to eat the chicken, so it's a big day. It's a big day. I love that she wants to eat the chicken now. All right. Shred this chicken. Okay. We have some shredded chicken in here for you. Here we go. I am going to take just a sprinkling of that taco seasoning, the homemade taco seasoning that I make. And I just like to just sprinkle a little bit more on the shredded chicken. It gives it like a more intensified flavor, because otherwise the chicken broth cooks it into the chicken. But it's not like super intense, especially when you shred the chicken, because it's not like totally through and through the chicken. So I just like to sprinkle a little bit more on the shredded chicken. Smell it. It smells so good. It smells like tacos. I highly recommend making your own taco seasoning rather than buying the packets, because there's just so many unknown ingredients inside those packets that you want to actually know what you're eating and what's going into your body. And it's so easy to make. Like, you could make a whole entire Tupperware like this and it'll last you like a year. Well, maybe 6 months in my house, because we eat a lot of tacos. I'm just going to put a little bit more on top. I don't make it super crazy like taco-y because I have a sensitive eater. So. But just enough so that it tastes like tacos when you're making it. And you can also use this with ground meat too. I don't do well with ground meat, so I always try to do like a white meat chicken or something like that, or a fish. So I don't do really any ground meat, but you can totally do this with ground meat and cook it just like you would a normal taco seasoning from a packet if you've done that before. So here we are. We got the chicken, we got the taco seasoning, and we are ready to have taco night and assemble our tacos. So you all enjoy this recipe. Let me know how you like it in the comments below. And happy Taco Tuesday!